Welcome to What Are Akashic Records, created by Sarah Wong. To learn more, check out soulwizard.com. Now first, let's start with the fact that Akashic Records is really energy. So, what is energy? Let's start there. Energy is all around us, believe it or not. We are beings of manifesting and creating either positive or negative, depending on our subconscious, spiritual beliefs, and energy we lead with every day. Now, don't take it from me. Here are some influencers that I truly believe in who also have some guidance on what energy means to them. Tesla put it right. In order to understand energy, we must understand energy through the lens of the universe, through its frequency and vibration that we create. So, what does that really mean, and why does it matter? Let's dive in. According to dictionary.com, energy is the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Energy is what we use to do stuff, what we use to think, what we use to do, to put it simple. So that's why energy matters. Now that we have defined energy, let's define dimension, the word dimension, which by Webster Dictionary is a level of existence or consciousness. And why dimension matters is because in the human mind, we have and live through many different levels of dimensions, which really just means different levels of understanding consciousness. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into what that means and how it directly corresponds to energy. When we think of dimensions, this quote really brings it to life. When we go to higher dimensions, it's really just higher dimensions of energy. So in the third dimension, which is where we are today on planet Earth, there's a lot of things we can do in this dimension that we cannot do in others. For example, in the third dimension, we can make things happen. We can create, and we have a certain amount of time to do that. And so when we think of energy and dimensions, we want to start with the third dimension because that's really what is the most powerful. But in order to understand the third dimension, we must review the other dimensions that really influence the third dimension. And what does that really mean? Again, really diving in here in terms of how energy works with different dimensions that directly impact our lives today on this planet. Let's dive in. Some people say the 10th dimension, the 11th dimension, the 12th dimension. For the sake of this conversation, I'm going to say the 10th dimension plus is really where this energy starts. And this you can consider universal consciousness, which means it's an area of space similar to what some would say of cloud computing, of where all the information is stored in the cloud. So think of this dimension of all the information, the thoughts, the dreams, the possibilities, the past experiences, is just stored and available for us to use. This is the holy grail of consciousness. That is the 10th dimension. Now let's talk about how that 10th dimension affects the other dimensions and how that trickles down to the third dimension. So next up is the 9th dimension. So the 9th dimension is really about the universe guides. And really it's energy that's targeted to specific things that are available to you in this lifetime about your soul, some skills you have, important patterns, lessons to be learned in this lifetime, but most importantly, why you came back as you are today with the knowledge and skills you have. What's the purpose? And this 9th dimension is really what rechannels the purpose, the lessons, and all that into you. So it's accessed information that you're able to tap into. Now, the 8th dimension, this is special to you. This is your soul recognition that as an embodied soul in this lifetime, you have access to information that's specific to you, specific to anything you've ever dreamt of and anything you've ever done in either this lifetime or other lifetimes. This is a dimension that is specific and almost secret to you. And when I speak about the 8th, 9th, and 10th dimension, that's really what powers the Akashic Records and allows you to step into this universal knowledge that's specific to you. Now I get it. This is all very, very different and new theories. I'm not asking you to change your religious beliefs. I'm not asking you to believe what I'm saying. But if something here is interesting you and you want to really learn more about Akashic Realm and how it directly affects today, that's what the rest of the video will dive into. So let's go into why this matters today and how you can use this information to create the world and life you really are destined to have. The 7th dimension also really corresponds to the 7th chakra, the crown chakra. And in this dimension, it's really, again, a vibration of energy, all related to thoughts. But this is a desire. So when you want something in your life, the desire is channeled through all those various dimensions, 10 all the way to 7, and is finally landed in our human mind. And that is the 7th dimension of energy, the thought of possibility, the desire of creating something. So we're going to follow desire and go into the next dimension of how that becomes something different. The 6th dimension, also known as the 6th chakra, the third eye. This is our intuition. So from the 7th dimension, we get a thought, a desire, that then turns into our intuition, our gut feeling, a knowing, a deep knowing that we are here to do something. And in this dimension is really creating the thoughts, creating possibilities of different ways you can create your outcome of desire. Now in the 5th dimension, also known as our throat chakra, this is a dimension where we speak into our intuition and guidance. I will create this. I'm going to do this. This is when words become things, when we speak into energy that serves us. Now be mindful. Words are spells because what we say is what we create. So be mindful of what you speak because in this dimension is where the manifesting process starts. Now the 4th dimension is all about that love vibration, also known as the heart chakra. This is when the words we take match into your heart's vibration, creating energy fueled by love and passion. Depending on your experience, if possible, the choices turn into a passion of yours. I love when I do X. And I love creating content. I love writing articles. I love writing for books. Really, when you put that love energy behind anything you do and say, that's when the energy vibration increases. So this dimension is a very powerful dimension that when you use passion and love to fuel your behaviors, you'll be surprised and pleased with those outcomes. The next is the third dimension, which I mentioned, one of the most important for many reasons. This also corresponds to your third chakra, your solar plexus. In other words, this is the chakra that is your center of personality, identity, ego, willpower, sense of self, confidence, and everything that you have in you to create in this lifetime. Every thought, desire, belief that really fed into your desired outcome happens in this chakra, in this dimension. And so this is when you actually have something happen, an event. This is when something you do, it creates a tangible outcome in our dimension. So, in other words, you create something based on your thoughts. Your thoughts become things. Now, after the third dimension becomes the second dimension. And this is where we actually created something in the third dimension, so something happened, an event happened. Okay, so now you have a feeling from that event. Typically in the second chakra is where we store our feelings. This happened, therefore I feel this. Now after we felt something, then we move into the first dimension, which is also our root chakra. This is where we create a belief. I did this, I created this, and now I feel this, therefore I am this. And so forth, we have all of our dimensions, and now we see and hear, at least, how they all come together. So this chart explains how the dimensions correspond to the different chakras and how we can leverage chakras by going deeper into each one to figure out which ones are blocked, which ones you can leverage to help support manifesting, and which ones you are just not leveraging at all. Meaning, a lot of times we get stuck in patterns that just don't serve us anymore. We have a lack of ideas, a lack of inspiration, we feel disconnected, and that's really why you would get an Akashic reading. So my sessions are really designed to work with energy blocks and current life patterns that are no longer serving you. My first process, I typically do a guided meditation while I send Reiki energy to add relaxation, which typically allows for a deeper meditation. In the meditation, you'll experience a number of signs, images, colors, shapes, messages sent from the universe, your guides, your intuition. And after your guided meditation, I do an interpretive, intuitive read with you. And we really discuss what stood out during your meditation and really the messages that were sent to you that really allow you to prioritize. And the second process I do, I connect to your soul guides, your soul essence, tapping into the different dimensions we discussed. And typically, what my clients experience is clarity in what type of jobs they want moving forward, how to get over heartache, divorce, loneliness, depression, ways that they can leverage tools from their internal guides, from your soul essence, to really get you through those hard times. And last but not least, blockages. As I discussed, energy is movement, and unfortunately, the flow and process I reviewed is the ideal flow and process. But because we live in this day and age of Earth and have all of our Earth energies around us, what that means is we have a lot of distractions. We have many distractions around us. dogs barking, people, noise, music, commercials, advertising, you name it. These are all feeding into our thoughts, our ideas, who we should be, who we shouldn't be, what is right, what is wrong, antisocialness at its best, and constant behavior that derails us from our honest truth. Because we're influenced by everything we see. But we are here for a reason. And if you wish to get realigned to the real reasons you came to this earth, the power that lies within you, that's exactly why reading your Akashic Records will support you in this human form and hopefully create the results that you are destined to have. But again, these are all just ideas. It's up to you, the creator, to make them happen. To learn more, visit soulwizard.com. And thank you for watching this video. Please share it with your friends and family if you think it would provide value to them. I'm so honored to be a part of your journey, and I look forward to hearing from you.